Hello everybody. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Is there anybody out there? So with the first person online, I will start. This will be so. So I'm prepared, and this will be a normal DAZ Studio session. DAZ is a free software made by the DAZ 3D group, and you can get it for free with a lot of assets, also for free, and can do awesome images with it. What I want to do here in my Twitch TV live stream is how I do my images. There are a million ways to do that, so you can be sure if you don't like my way, you will find your way, and it's pretty easy to handle if you use just the basics, what we want to do today here. And when I have the first person online, first watcher, telling me he's here in the chat room, then I will start. So if anybody is online and answered to me, we can start. In the lower right corner of this video stream, you have a small gear wheel, something like that, where you can choose the settings, and you can set the video quality to high or to source. It will really make a better quality for you to view, to watch everything I do. So English is not my native language, but I will do my very best to satisfy your needs, listening to me, and answering your questions if there are some. So now I will have a look if there's a watcher, a second watcher, because I'm the first watcher, so pretty normal to have one watcher at least if you stream live to Twitch TV. And now I will have a look. So don't get shocked if you see my browser window now for a second. Okay, there are two watchers, so it's me and anybody else. It's four watchers now, so then we can start. Hello everybody. Hello, hello. So I start with my normal Genesis 3 female, and what I want to do with her today is kind of model shooting, kind of somewhere in a photo studio, pretending she's posing for this. So, and since nudity is not allowed here, we should give her some clothing. It's like the normal Facebook. The normal Facebook terms are quite working here as well. So no nudity is allowed, almost none. So hello Sarah 666. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you online. And so I give her something to wear. So this is my Genesis 3 female, some basic stuff. I see in the DAZ store a lot of characters you can buy, but as you can see in my characters list, I have pretty none, no characters at all. But I use always the Victoria materials on a Genesis 3 female character. Uh, why I don't buy many characters is because you can dial everything into them. You be A hint from me would be a suggestion that you buy not the character so much, but all those morphs you can find for characters. So this way you can dial in almost anything. So if you want to have her here, Genesis 3 female, in the parameters tab, all. So all dialed in from breast size to whatever, to color, to nipples, sure, breast, of course, the foot, the feet, the body shapes, a lot of different body shapes. You can also click on the head and you will get everything you have for the head. So you have a lot of dials here to use, and with what you are able to create any character you want to. So if you need a new character, just make it on your own and don't spend too much money on it. So let's get started to do something nice. I don't know how long it will take. I have a pretty good computer, so it will not be more than an hour, I hope so. But with all your suggestions and questions, maybe it could take a little longer. Let's get started. Just look over my shoulder, see what I do, and feel free to ask any question. Okay? So let's start here. With the head, I start always with the head because I try to find an expression I like, and with that I do the lightning later and the closes later. First, to me, I want to have a character to work with. So, and what I do afterwards is based on the kind of character I have dialed in here with her face and her figure and everything. So let's get started. What I always do first is uh, giving a camera to the scene, copy active view to perspective view, so I don't need to change something. Switch to the camera, and in the head we have left and right eye. I point them to the camera because it's not such a stiff look somewhere to something to nowhere. But so now she is always looking to the camera. I guess you know it, but I wanted to make this clear. So what we have here is a normal Genesis 3 female. Let's start something. I need to make the size a little bit bigger so I can see here what I have here. So what I put in is if I have any dials with an HD for high definition, so I use it. Yeah, there's some HD definitions there. If you put here in the search line, you can dial in them if you want to, if you need them. Yeah, give it the high definition. I do it most in every picture. So this is set for the beginning. I will show a little NVIDIA Iray render here. It should not take too long because, like I said, my computer is a good one. I just bought it 2 weeks ago, and I'm very satisfied with the speed of it. And so you can see here how this what we did turned out. To me, it's pretty good. I like it. I like the this area here. So even if she starts to smile in a second, you will have those wrinkles. High definition is always a good solution to me. Sarah, yes, I will. I will. We come to it in the finish. We will make a whole picture today. And in the finish, of course, we talk about light and render settings and everything. Yeah, sure, sure we will. So first of all, we have here something like let's turn off, of course, this again, the video. So, what, in my opinion, is a lot of times not so good, or when I see images done with DAZ Studio, is the symmetry of the face. It's perfect, and people love to look at symmetrical images, but if you have the ability to use something just on one side, why not? Give it just a slink, just a bit, not too much, of course, because it's not natural. You can, of course, do monsters this way, but just pretty, not too much. So something like this could be, or something like this, so that it's not symmetrical. Of course, it always looks a little bit more natural. Faces are not symmetrical, so they have not always, they are not symmetrical. Don't feel upset or shocked by my English speaking, and this is the first time I do any kind of this live stream, so I'm a little bit nervous as well. Maybe you can watch me and I have to entertain you. So don't be afraid that if you don't like it very much, I do my best. And since English is not my native language, it's harder for me to do everything in English. So here we have also a dial-in that we can use into the mouse area. You can see it here, and also give it a little bit more to the left than to the right side. Thanks, Sarah. It's nice to point this out. I think with third or fourth live stream, I will do a little bit better. So just watch me now. I'm not too much talking now. I'm just dialing something to my likings, and we can see how this will turn out in the end. So also the draw in and out is something always you see always pictures with a pretty with a pretty perfect line here. If you see the DAZ Studio images, and I like to have them not so perfect. Yes. So this is how it looks like. I want to have the mouse a little bit open. Just type open in the search field here and you will get the dials. So now everything related to the mouse comes up here now. So I want to have the mouse a little bit more narrow, not like something like this, more something like this. And I want to have the lips a different shape, a little more like this, and top one also a little more this way. So this looks directly a little bit better, in my opinion. So the nose, it's not to my likings. Nose, there should be more. This nose. Sometimes if you don't find something, you can see here to I don't know why the nose is not related to the head, the nose settings, the nose parameters. But as you can see here, just the nose crunch and the nose wrinkle are attached to the head. If you pick the Genesis 3 female and type in nose to your search field, you have way more stuff to work on the nose. So a little bit more to the side. The bridge, you can see here, if you want to give a broken nose or something, or a steep nose, or pointing to the sky, you can use any of these settings, like this, like more like a Greek or Roman nose. As I told you, I don't like to have a perfect face. I want to have a good looking face, but not this is way too. No, we don't do this. Maybe slightly off. So nose bump is again a little bit smaller, not to the side. I don't. That's better. The nose tip, a little bit rounder, a little bit wider. So this is kind of looking natural. It's not a perfect face, and it's a little bit off to the right side from point of view, from our view, and so that's much better in my opinion. Let's go a little bit deeper into the mouse area. Wobble wobble. Can define this area of the lips a little bit more for a female, a little bit less for a male usually. Mouth depth is put in, a little bit more here. Size is okay so far. This is a little, not a smile, it's for a natural look of people having a mouth, like always look at if they would smile. As you can see on some, a lot of people have this, but also a lot of people have something like this. They always look a little bit sad, and I like happy people. Mouth depth is not pretty. As you can see, I have a lot of colored morphs here. These are bought ones from any face morphs packages and everything. Because, like I said, I don't buy much characters. I rather get those morph packages because you have the possibility to do almost everything with them, right? So here we go. Let's get this not too deep today. So it's something like this. And what I want to do is give her the materials from Victoria 7. So we go to the Genesis 3 female. Let's close the hair. Go to materials, Victoria 7, Iray, and all materials. Victoria 7, they are prepared for Iray, they are much better. The eyelashes a little bit darker. We do green eyes and just basics. This looks like a puppet somehow. So let's see. Could be more decent or something like that. What you will learn also, or what you will see when I do something, I do random stuff. I have something in mind, but not something special, so I change my opinion while I do something often. So the how it turns out, it's always depending on what I decide before, and but I don't do it with a too narrow concept. And of course not while it's just something to learn here or something to show here. So I think you can follow this far, and this is what we can render. Let's see how the skin and the makeup will look in Iray when it's going to finish later. Are there any questions yet, or suggestions maybe? So with the green eyes, to me this looks pretty cool. And also this area here looks more natural. Thanks for your answers, Sarek. No questions. I cannot see how many people are watching because I don't have the browser window open. So just keep me informed if I should explain something more, or if I should go deeper into something, or if you have questions about this and that, whatever it may be, I will try to answer. So, okay, I like her so far. Get back to texture shaded, and now going back to her. What I do next is a pose, because a pose is more important than the clothing, and so after the face and the materials for the skin, eyes, and everything, I go to the poses. There's a lot of some poses I bought from the set, and some diva poses here from Taco. Sid made some nice expressions also, Sid Raven, and I13 is a great one. He's always doing great stuff, and if you can get your hands on I13 stuff, just take it. It's never you will always be satisfied. So let's go for some simple posing, because we don't know what clothing we want to need and what the poser like this. Yeah, so with this pose, you can see we need something, you know, a normal clothing, not like something like a corset or with this pose. If you want to make it a little bit more sexy, not this one, or pretty normal poses, acting poses. But as I mentioned at the beginning, we want to try to do some shooting with light, not like a photo studio, but we will do the settings into a photo studio, and so we will do something easy here. With a pose like this, you can fit almost any clothing, also which is not dynamics, which means it's it will transform with the moves of her limbs. And if you make a person sitting and you have a not conforming skirt, for example, it's a lot of work to try to fit it to the sitting pose. So try to use a clothing that fits to the pose you need. It will save a lot of work this way. So for today, I wanted to use this clothes. No, with the cotton, not the underpants, and not the bra. No, other way around. But this is correct ones now. We delete what we don't use anymore, because whatever you have in your scene, it takes not render time if you turn it off, but it will take some space on your hard drive if you save the scene later. So whatever you don't need, delete it from your scene. So here we go. Here's the Genesis 3 female with some lights in, and I want to show her kind of more from the front, and her head a little bit more to our direction. Like this. Yep, it's good so far. So if you use shoes, and I will go deeper to this area here. You usually have the problem that it's not on the ground. It's something like when you put a something like this. If you have if you put clothing on and shoes on, especially heels, when a figure stands on her toes, you have the problem that it's under the 0 line. So if you want to have the lowest part of a figure directly on the 0 line, on the ground, sorry, just use Control and D to raise it. Yeah, so this way you have this part directly on the ground. But the problem here is with the pose of the feet, it's not kind of natural standing here. This looks very odd to me. So this way we bend the foot until it looks like the sole and the heel are matching the same horizontal line. Do it the same around the foot. So kind of this. Let's go out a little bit. So, and again, the figure is Control D, standing on the floor. So, bit better, but not perfect. So this will take a little time to make it perfect. I see a lot of pictures where it's really, yeah, the feet are not hitting the ground, where it's looking like the figure is flying over the ground or something like this. So I love to do this perfectly because I want to have no issues about this. So as you can see, she's still on her way, moving forward. So this area can be a little bit up. So let's go. Here you center, with this button you center your figure. So you choose your figure and center it, and you have always the overview how it looks. So now this looks way better. She's standing on the ground with her left foot, and the right foot is now hitting the ground also. So let's go for this. Now she needs some hair. For this stream, I take a not so long hair, more short one. Because of the render times, I don't want to let you wait for long hairs and long render times. So we take this braidy hair, and so we have it here. Give her a nice color, whatever you prefer. Any suggestions for her hair color? What you like? Maybe red or black, blonde? Any suggestions? So let's get a preview how this is looking all together. When it comes to the lightening of the scene, as I mentioned before, we will discuss this also. I will show you my way, how I light my figures. And it's not the way. You can imagine there are 100 ways of lighting something, but this is my way to do it. I hope you like it, and I hope it will help you, but we will see. So, what we do have, what we have here now is a quick overview, and for the moment it looks good. She's standing on the floor, and there's a nice expression. We could make her smile a little bit more. So just go to the parameters tab, pick your figure, and put in smile, and you will have all the smile opinions you need. Smile a little bit more. So and since I decided to have her left side a little bit off and a little bit more, a little bit different from the right side, to have it not symmetrical. I also choose to let her smile to the left a little bit more. So this is giving this nice little dent in here. So I hope you like it like I do. And now let's go for the environment and the light. Any question to this point, people? Just ask. I'm here to ask your questions also. Where I have my studio settings from is from IG Lights. I just can really recommend those settings. I don't use the lights, I always use the studio or the paper roll. I do my own lights. But if you don't want to, a lot of stuff is prepared here for the lighting color and the lighting quality, also of the quality of the shadow. Yeah, you can see what I mean. They have an older version, Photo Studio 1. Then they made a second version, Photo Studio 2. And there's a Photo Studio Iray version as well. You can get them, I think, in the DAZ 3D store. I don't know where I have them from, but I think also from there. Or at Render Rosity maybe as well. So what I want to use is the paper wall. We could also use the studio, but we have the left and the right wall that prevents the light from the dome coming in. If you need this, like a room, it's good to have, but I use the paper roll for the background and the floor. Then I put a backdrop paper roll. It's all included to the IG Lights set, and I use it often, and I really like to use it. Just double click, so, and it changes something like this. And you can of course use, if you have Photo Studio 2 and Photo Studio 1, you can also use the materials from Photo Studio 1 for the paper roll and Photo Studio 2 because it's the same. Yeah, I did in the DAZ group, in the DAZ Addicts and the Studio Artists groups. But for the first stream, I like to have it not so crowded. I want to be better and more sure how to do everything with a live stream or online on a live stream, and then hopefully there will be more visitors then. Also, you can follow me on Twitch, so you will never miss something. So, yeah, let's do this. Let's take this one, this background, and what I like to have with the background is to rotate it, that it's straight, and have a straight line here. If you don't like it, if you want to have it something like, you can see that it bumps out to the side because it has limited dimensions. So, but I want to have it straight here. Now look again how it looks. I don't know how many people are listening at the moment, Jared. You can see it below the stream. There's a red eye with a number. I don't know how many people are online currently. But hello to everybody who joined this live stream. So this is already not so bad what we have here. Oh, it's nice for the third time. I'm really happy with it. So, but only one person is talking to me. So everybody else, feel free to write something, to say hello, or to whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say. So here we go. What do you want to have? What we want to have here. So I don't like the hand. This. I want to have it a little more banded, like this, like the other hand, so I can see it better. Yes. So this was a real time, as you can see, as I've noticed. With a good computer, with a fairly fast computer, you can work somehow in real time and do some minor changes, or you can also turn the angle a little bit, also in kind of real time with a good computer. My specifications you can see below this video stream and the PC setup tab. So the light here comes from dome and scene. If I put scene only, we have a black a black scene because there's no scene lights at the moment. So if we use dome only, it's the same as dome and scene, because as I mentioned, we have no scene lights yet. Also, a good suggestion is the camera headlamp, put it to auto or put it to off. If you put it to on, always, if you have it always on, sometimes your scenes will be too bright because of the headlamp mode on. So I have it on auto or I have it on off. Either way is doing good. but with off you cannot work on the scene. If you go back to texture shaded now, you have a black scene because you made the lamp off. If I put it to on, you can work on the scene, auto as well. But if you leave it on, you sometimes have too bright pictures, too bright images, too bright scenes. So I put it on auto, and this means that whenever you have a light later in your scene, the headlamp will turn off automatically. Okay, so let's go further. If you now we leave it in NVIDIA Iray mode because we want to have the fastest result as possible when we work on light. So it prevents you from switching back and forth to NVIDIA mode. If you have a fast computer, it's no problem. So if you want to have it a little bit darker, the environment intensity, I make it half, so it instantly became darker. If you double it from 1 to 2, you have it brighter, but we don't want to use only this environment intensity. So I put it back to 1. This is okay for the moment. What I do now, what I do next is adding 3 mesh lights, 3 lights you can easily do on your own. I go back to texture shaded now. So what we do now is create a new primitive, and I work with planes as mesh lights. We will see in a minute why. Size I put to 1, and the divisions, since we don't bend them, the divisions of 1 is perfect. So we have here a new plane. Let's call it light 1. You can see the plane here. Control D again puts them on the ground, puts it on the ground. What I do now is using the top view of our scene and rotate the plane to the how can I describe this? To her axis, how she stands. She stands with her foot here and her foot here. So I put the plane in this line of her feet, and also her head is in that direction, so that's good for the moment. And let's go back to the camera view. So this way we can be sure to have it kind of on the front. I scale it in y-axis a little bit more, so we have the light on her, on the whole figure. And of course we want to have it outside of our view. And close to the camera, as you can see from top again, from top view. Move out a little bit. So here's our camera, and here's our light. So we move out until it's not visible anymore to the beam of the camera, of course. We can do this in our normal viewing mode. That's no problem. With the Z translation, with X translation. So like this. Again, we can have a look now to the light. If it still points, if you take this direction, doesn't point to her face anymore, to her body, so it points to beside her. Yeah, sure, Sarah. You can watch this stream for 14 days on Twitch, and I can put it later into a YouTube channel so it will not be lost. I made the stream, I saved the stream to my hard drive as well, and I can later put it on to YouTube in 14 days. But 14 days it will be here in my Twitch channel. So now we have the direction of the light to our figure. Maybe rotate it a little bit more. So the light, we call it light. It's not a light yet. We need to make the surface glowing. So we choose light, and in the surfaces tab, light also. And go to our content library, to the shader presets array. That's the DAZ Uber. It's what you have also with your DAZ Studio version. You have the emissive shader. So we add this one. And what we do get here is the emission tab, where we can dial in now what we need for our light from the left. See you soon, Sarah. Thank you for watching. So let's make a preview again. So it's not it's not affecting our figure at the moment because of two things. Sometimes when you face the wrong side to the figure, it's not lighted. It sends the lights to the other side, but you can have the two-sided light on, so it will light your scene to the other direction as well. If you still can't see any effect on it, use a different measurement. Either raise the number of 5000 CD or put it to kilo. But then you will have a bright light. That is way too much, of course. In this case, we lower it. So a little bit more. So now you can see we have a slight red light from the left, from here, where we put our light plane in 300. So if you want to have it not to have it this red, use the amount of 6500. This is a normal the normal number the light bulbs use. So it's a white, something white, and you can change the emission color to red also with the color here. So you can use always a white light and change the emission color. So you don't have to deal with the color coming from the temperature. So if we put something like 2500, we also have a red light, but you cannot really you really have no control over the color itself. So if you want to use a color, a little warm color like this, take this. Do this in emission color and not in the temperature. It's my suggestion. So it's not a given fact that you have to do it this way. That's my suggestion. So now that we have the first light, we have at the moment we have from the environment, from the dome. This is a standard dome you get with DAZ Studio, and with the dome rotation you have this bright area in the middle. You can rotate the dome to define from what side, from what angle you have the brightest light from your environment map. So This way, at the moment, you can see here we have it from the right side, what is pretty good. That avoids, or so this way it's not necessary to have a backlight, because with a paper roll we can do it via the environment map. And as I told you, if you use the studio, the photo studio, second one, this one, you have the walls on the left and the right side. That's why I prefer the paper roll. I avoid the walls because I can use the dome for the light from the back, yeah, for the backlight. So go back here. But we need a second light. We need the light from the top. We want to have her hairs a little bit more shiny, and we put in a new primitive, make it epsilon positive, so it lays on the ground now. Go back to texture shaded. So, and let's call it light top, since we put it above her head. Also, so now we raise it to the head and we rotate it a little bit, that it comes a little bit from behind her, something like this. Now can raise it up. So the light top is now above the head, surface plane 2. We also have to make this emissive. What you want to do, because you need it often, you will use the DAZ Iray über emissive, right click it and create a custom action. This way, if you do it, I have already done it, so I don't click it now, but I will show you the effect of it. Make a create custom action with this, because you will need it a lot. If you do so, you have here, you get a new menu item, and it will put your emissive, this one, directly to a menu point, so you don't have to search it all the time in your content library. I also have the Iray Überbase to make non-Iray shaders, and I have the Iray hair shader by OOT also inside, because I use it a lot, but not in this case. So what we have now is we have now this emission point again here in the second light. We go back to NVIDIA Iray mode. Let's render it again. Takes a second. So it has almost no effect to the hair right now, because if we turn it off, it's almost no different. It's the same reason like before. It's the wrong direction and the wrong measurement. I don't like to raise this to 50,000 or 500,000 or something. I always use the kilos. So now it's way brighter, and this is too less, 250 maybe. Yeah, the hair is a little bit more shiny now. Let's try 300. So it's pretty good. If you want to change the color again, do this to white. 6500 is white, or white light. But if you don't want to have it white, something like this, slight yellow tone, pretending from the moon or sun, could be also blue. Let's move in a little bit more. This was real time again. So this is pretty good so far. This is how we want to render it for the final. So that's why we go to the render settings. For the render settings, I give you just my settings because I use them often because I work on a game, and this is the sizes of the images I need and I use for the game a lot. It is either this one, the square ones, 1 by 1, or this one in a landscape mode. So you can put any amount here, but don't make it too big. Today on Facebook we just discussed this the width and size of the images you should do with DAZ Studio, because if you don't want to print it somewhere, and if you don't need a really high resolution like 6000 in width and 4800 in height, go pretty way down to something you can work good with. I always suggest 16 by 9, 1920, 1080, 1280 by 720, something like this. Or the golden ratio is also a landscape mode, is always also a good idea. It looks you have a lot of space here, of course, and it looks good. It's not too flat, not too wide. It's a golden ratio, so it's why it's called this way. So I can have it also as a portrait setting. Also, it should have your figure complete in it, and you can go with it. But like I said, I need the 1 by 1 aspect ratio, and so we go with this image, we go this way. So we can leave it pretty much in the render settings, pretty much in delivery status, so you don't need to change very much, depending of course on what you want to achieve. But I choose only auto headlamp never, so it's necessary to have some scene lights inside. If you use the auto headlamp like when no scene lights or never, it's often a different image. So when no scene lights, we have scene lights now, so it doesn't change anything, but it can it will be for 3D delight. It will change something in your viewport. In Iray, it's not so recommended. We don't use any post-processor at this moment. We want to render in photoreal mode, and we have here for the moment the render settings in good standard quality. What we can raise is for bigger images the time, because with 7200 seconds, you can read here seconds, it's only 2 hours. If you have a huge image or very detailed image or an image with a lot of glass and mirrors, 2 hours might not be enough. So I set this to the double, to 4 hours, 14,400. And with my PC setup, as you can read below, what kind of computer I have, 4 hours is enough. I rarely need more than that. And you can, for final, you can change the quality to 3 instead of 1. Just for a preview or for a normal render to show on Facebook or in other web groups or in general on the internet, it's not necessary. You won't see anything different because the amount between 1 and 3 takes longer to render, but the compression of JPEG and everything will kill it again. So just leave it on 1 or put it on 2 or 3 maybe if you want to make a good showcase for your portfolio. But but it's not necessary for normal renders for the internet. For today, this is everything we discussed. So it took almost an hour already, and I will do the final render in a moment. We can talk about these things later. Yeah, I hope you had a lot of fun yet. So get back. And now make the final render to, what's the size? Sorry. Didn't I had it in 1070 by 1070? Let's cancel this. Now we have to wait a second because yeah, 408 by 408. Who put it in? It was not me. 1070 by 1070. So sorry. Yeah. Now we can let it render. It shouldn't take too long because it's not something something heavy, something difficult for a render engine like Iray. So here it starts already after 20 seconds. Sometimes you have to wait 2 or 3 seconds, 2 minutes, sorry, 2 or 3 minutes until it is loaded to the computer, to the RAM, to your memory, and starts to working. So this is pretty fast. And in the end, we will make a little minor touch-ups in Photoshop. So stay tuned if you want to see that. So this is finished after 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, maybe. Any suggestions? Any questions? I don't know how much people are looking now or watching. So 88%. Put it across the chat. So it's not bad looking at all. It's something we can use in images. So 97%, almost done. Nine. I hope you like what you see, and feel free to follow me here. I need a different folder for this one. Let's make a new folder for it. Like Twitch. And first image, JPEG. Save it. And hello, now you can see me. Oh, I'm alone. Okay. So let's go to Photoshop. Open the image. Now it's first image. What I want to change here is the glow here. It's a little odd. So I use the copy tool. then like this. Looks good now, this area, as you can see. And the problem we usually have with images from DAZ, they look a little bit flat. So that's why we use the gradation curves to point the bright areas out and darken something like this. So you can see the difference between the two images now. You can see this came out from DAZ Studio, and just with pointing out or raise the bright sections, the bright areas of the image, and darker the dark areas of the images, we get something that looks a little more, 3D, not so flat like this. Yeah. Okay. Let's save it. First image, JPEG. That was that. Now it's finished. For the first stream, I would like to thank you, the watchers, and I hope you will be online when I start the next video in a few days. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I have the time for it, but I will try. See you and bye bye.